Hello, welcome to Self Love Sundays. My name is Monique R. Pagan, your emotional eating coach. And today we are talking about feminine embodiment with Jessica Schugardt, who is here. I think that this topic is so important because across the board with people who are coached with emotional eating or struggling with emotional eating or struggling with anxiety or struggling with low self-worth, low self-esteem, all of those things, there is a disconnect from their bodies. There is a disconnect from who they truly are at their core. And there's a disconnect from those things that bring them true pleasure. So I decided to bring Jessica in because she's a feminine embodiment coach. She is also certified in EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques. She is Reiki 2 practitioner, or she is a Reiki 2 practitioner. She also has a podcast. It's called Her Beauty Undefined, right?
Yes.
Yes. So everybody, let's welcome Jessica in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that you're here. And yay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the lovely introduction.
You're welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. So thank you. I feel honored to be a part of the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We, just a little backstory, we got our certification together with NLP, EFT, Life and Success Coach, and it's amazing how both of us are doing something completely different with it. So Jessica, tell us a little bit about yourself and how your journey to becoming a feminine embodiment coach.
So I basically started off working with a coach a couple years ago, and my personal development journey started 6 years ago. And once I started doing this journey, I started to invest in a coach. And I knew that once I started this journey that I was never going to be the same. And once I started investing with the coach, things, went to a different level. And I always knew deep within my heart and my core that I was destined for something big. I knew that I had a calling and a purpose for my life. And I knew that regardless of where I was or what I was doing, I was different. I felt not like other people. And I think a lot of people can relate to this, that, deep within your core, you feel that there's something that you're called to, that you feel that there's this thing missing and you're just not quite sure what it is, right? So as I started working with the coach, I started to see, oh, wow, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I think I feel called to do, is to empower women. And I was always kind of one of those people that looked on the bright side of things and always kind of was very optimistic about things. And I'm like, well, that fits perfect for me. Being a coach, I get to do what I love, and I get to help women see their purpose, help them feel connected to who they are, and really find that connection with their calling and where they feel that they're called to be. And it's been a journey. So I've, gone through so many different, what do we say? Not revolutions, but evolutions of growth for myself. Mm-hmm. And it's gotten me to this place today where I have so many different modalities that I've learned, and just figuring out what will be most beneficial to my client and how I can help and serve her, because I know what it was like to be in that space. So that's kind of a little bit how I started, coaching and get, in this journey.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I think that's something that we all go through, is like trying to figure out our purpose on this planet and how we can be the most impactful. Right? Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about what feminine embodiment is?
Yeah, so in my journey, I learned about how I could really tap into my intuition. And I remember the first coach I worked with maybe 3 years ago, I said to myself, my goal was to start listening to my intuition and understanding what that was. I had no clue how or what that looked like. And I was like, all right, this is it. I'm going to dive deep. I'm going to get real quiet. I'm going to start listening to that inner guide, that voice within me. And, I began this journey of letting go of shame and letting go of a lot of different things in my life that I was really holding on to, that was keeping me from being my true self. I had no idea how to embody the work like really do this work and live out my life. So
Mm-hmm.
I think what my goal was to help women apply these tools that they can actually feel productive, they can feel like themselves, and feel that they can be who they really are. And
Mm-hmm.
we tend to like cover up all those different gifts and things that we have, that light. And being a feminine embodiment coach really helps me to help women connect with their true self, coming back home to who they are in their bodies, in their truth. And it's a beautiful practice it's a practice is really what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
a practice of every day showing up, doing the work, and learning about yourself, learning about
Mm-hmm.
what sparks you up, learning about what things are holding you back, and just practicing that. So that's kind of how I started wanting to be a feminine embodiment coach. But I also love the spirituality part, so I implement a lot of that with the energy work. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like my little combo.
That's awesome. And like again, like I mentioned in the beginning, there's a lot of my clients that I coach, they don't really know who they are at their core. And I think the work that you're doing is beautiful. And the people in the chats are loving you up. They're saying hello. They're saying
Oh,
greetings. Savala says greetings. Pamela says happy Sunday.
happy
Savala
Sunday.
says hi, Jessica.
Hello,
Jennifer is
hello.
saying hello. Jeanette is giving
Purple
hearts.
hearts. Yeah,
Yes.
red hearts,
Candace is
purple.
here as well, giving love. And Jeanette says, yes, yes, getting to our authentic self. Awesome.
Yes.
So, what are some things that we can do on a daily basis to do that, to get to our authentic self, to find what feels good? Because sometimes we might not know what feels good. How do we do those feminine embodiment practice on a daily basis?
Yeah, I think it comes back to what are the things that when you were younger that used to light you up? I love to dance, and it was always a passion of mine. I mean, and the funny part was I was brought up in a very strict Christian home, and it was looked down at. Like it was like that's very worldly. Like you can't shake your body like that. You can't shake your hips like that. And I come from a Latina family, so it's like I don't know where that came from, and it's just so funny. I'm like, I love to move. I love music, and
Hmm.
so I remember like as a kid, like every chance I could, I was in that talent show. I was in that like, that group with the girls trying to dance and like pretend. And my parents didn't know. Like they had to have known at some point that I was dancing in my bedroom, hiding. But it's about coming to your core, the things that you love. And I had so much shame around who I was. I had a lot of shame of just doing the things that lit me up. And it took a lot of healing. It took a lot of forgiveness of myself. And most of all, judgment. I had so much judgment for being the person that I was. And it's because I didn't feel like I fit in that box, right? I felt like I was different, and anyone here ever feel like that? Like you feel like you're different? Right?
Yes.
You're like, I'm not like these people. There's something wrong with me, right? And you start to put that shame on you, that feeling of
Mm,
why am I not fitting in, right? Why do I feel that what I'm doing is different? And we put this like judgment on ourselves. So it's about finding the things that light you up and then doing those things and not feeling ashamed for it, right?
mhm,
It's about showing up, doing it. So maybe it's art for you, maybe it's music, maybe it's singing, maybe it's, making time for yourself, traveling and not feeling guilty for doing these things that you want to do, right? And
mhm,
maybe it's starting that business that you want to do, right? It's taking that time and embodying it every day and making it a priority. Like pleasure is first. Pleasure
mhm,
is first for yourself. And I know that's the opposite of what most coaches might say, or it's that masculine energy where you're go, 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 go. I always like to encourage you to do pleasure first, to tap into what feels good to you, because that's when we start to raise our vibration. When we feel our
mhm,
best, when we feel in our flow, we are open to so many different things. We manifest beautiful things, right? And when someone's in that negative state and they're always complaining like this and that and that, what kind of opportunities are going to come that way, right? So we need to reframe and think about the things that are working well, the things that you do love, the things that do flow for you, right? And start creating from that space of abundance, right? Of creativity, of inspiration, of flow, right? Because when you're in your flow, things come easy. You're not like against the wall. You're not like, why is this not working? Why can't I get this to work? So it's about embodying those type of tools.
That is amazing. We have some other people saying hello. Michael says hello. Jeanette says she can relate. Pamela says she can relate. Jennifer says she can relate. And hello, Michael, to you. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. I think it is so interesting that you bring up that you grew up in a strict Christian home and that you had to, you didn't feel like you fit into that box. And we had a conversation behind the scenes and talked about how I kind of went through this journey of myself and going through a strict Christian household, but it wasn't that it was like put onto me. It was just more so of that's where my passion was. But when I started to like wanted to venture out and see, okay, some of this doesn't feel good to me. So let me find what else is out there and what else feels good. And then all of the guilt and all of the shame and people saying, oh, you should be in church, da, 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 da. And I was carrying that. And so I feel like this is like me coming out right now, but I had to go through a healing journey of healing church hurt. And then coming back to where I was in the beginning of, yes, I love Jesus and I cannot deny his presence and I cannot deny the presence of the Holy Spirit. But I also love crystals and I also love meditation and I also love all of these other things that other people might consider woo-woo. And I've had clients to feel like they couldn't venture out and they couldn't express this spiritual part of themselves. And so I really love that you have a spiritual aspect to what you do, and it's very connected to who you are, and it's also very encompassing of or other people can relate, I feel like.
Yes, I could totally relate to what you just said. For sure. Yeah, because I do too. I have that connection as well. I was, even though was raised in a church that was very spiritual, I had that spiritual connection. Like I had that, like I knew there was a God. I knew like that there was something greater. I knew like I had a purpose for my life, right? So, but yes, there's so much of that like stereotypical like values and beliefs that as an NLP coach, these things that we tell ourselves, right? That this is how it is. There's no white, there's no in the middle. It's like black or white. So, being open to what is your belief and your values, right? Like what matters to you.
Yeah. And I don't want to sound like we're like putting other people in a box. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to kind of free up other people who might feel like they are putting themselves in a box. And so let's see. I had another question for you. Oh, so you sent over tapping into our inner magic, and how do we activate that inner magic? What is the inner magic and how do we activate that?
So it's about, loving who you are inside. It's about seeing your worth, your beauty. It's about your sovereignty that has been placed within you. I believe that we have that feminine and that masculine energy, and it's about really embodying like what beauty means to you. So I think once we do all that work where we let go of shame, where we let go of fear, where we let go of our limiting beliefs that are holding us back, we have that inner magic in there. And we start to attract different things in our life that we didn't even know we had, like that we were like really good at, or connections that we thought would never happen. And I think the inner magic is just that inner beauty. It's kind coming to a space where you just love yourself, you know who you are, you know your worth, you know you're enough, and you just don't let those things, the outside, bother you as much. You can kind of be in your flow. And that comes with like, doing the energy work. It comes with, I do a Reiki practice, like getting quiet, listening to your intuition, doing EFT work, letting go of those limiting beliefs so that you can start to really find that magic, right? Because once we don't have those things that are holding us back anymore, right, it's like we're almost free. It's free to be ourselves and just shine our light, right? And just be to create what we want to create, kind of thing.
So I have two questions.
Mhm.
Is They're kind of like separate, but you've brought it up. But is there a point where we can invite our masculine energy in? Like, how can we use feminine energy and masculine energy together, or is there something that you believe that we need to do? And then also, since you mentioned Reiki, can you tell us what Reiki is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's important to have both masculine and feminine energy. But I think being in the feminine energy allows us to not have to hustle as much, allow us to be present in the moment, allow us to let go of control and start to really slow down, listen to your intuition. Maybe that means, putting your phone down for a while, going outside in nature, doing things that feel good to you, versus where it's like, I'm going to go work and hustle to the bone when I'm like exhausted, right? And then you have nothing left to give, then you're not going to be able to produce more of anything, really. It's just exhaustion, right? I was at a point in my life where I was in my masculine energy so much. I had no voice for almost 3 years. Like, I literally had no voice. I was working. I was like unhappy with a lot in my life. I still had a lot of things deep within my spirit and my heart that I had to work through, and limiting beliefs. And once I started to do that inner work and I started to tap into my feminine energy, meaning like I would slow down instead of me working so much, I would take time off. Like, I would make days off for myself and make it a priority. Like, my priority was first, like my health, my wealth, my well-being was first. And I started to show up differently. I started to do my work differently. Instead of me being so stressed out all the time, I started to take a couple steps back and do less. And I feel like that's hard for a lot of women because we're always in our masculine a lot, because we want to get to that next goal. We want to get to that next thing, when yet that's really going to just hurt us in the long run, because we can't enjoy anything when we're burnt out, right? We can't enjoy our business, our life, or anything, right? So I had to start learning about using my voice, but it doesn't have to be in this loud way. I could speak quiet and I could still be powerful. I had to accept who my feminine was, meaning like who I was. I didn't have to be anybody else. I didn't have to, act like other people, right? So that I could start manifesting. I could be powerful in my own way, my own voice, my own energy. And that is what feminine embodiment is. It is embodying who you are and your intuition, listening to that voice, slowing down. Okay, what do I need in this moment, right? What do I need today to help me so that I could be a better woman, a better mom, a better coach, a better leader, right? So
So
we
beautiful.
also need them, but we need that masculine too, because that's what keeps us safe. The masculine energy keeps us safe and grounded, right?
I like
So if
that.
we don't have that, we're going to feel like, oh my God, I don't have any security. I don't have support, right? So we need to have that as well, right? So where am I getting that masculine energy from? Maybe it's getting help. Maybe it's getting a coach. Maybe it's getting someone to hold space for you. Allowing that person to take that role for you as in the masculine energy, because you're not putting it all on yourself, right? You're getting the support that you need to give you that comfort that you need in this time. So does that make sense?
It does. It does. That's beautiful. I've never heard that before. And then into Reiki, like what is Reiki and how are you using it as a feminine embodiment coach?
So Reiki is universal energy, and basically it's life force energy, and we're all made out of energy, and it's a healing modality where you just basically can either use your hands for healing, or you can just do like without touching, like distant Reiki, and just yeah, so it's just like kind of like the laying of the hands, or you can do distant. Reiki is basically a kind of like a mind, body, and spirit experience where you're resting your body to give it what it needs, and Reiki will go wherever it needs to go. It's extremely smart, it's powerful. So your Reiki practitioner will basically just be the conduit to kind of send the Reiki love. It's all love and light energy to you in your
Hmm.
body, and it will be sent wherever it needs to go. So we basically work through the chakras, and it
Hmm.
will start from the crown chakra all the way to the root chakra, and just sensing like what it is that you need in this time, because we all need different things, and it's about listening to what you need in this moment in this time. So maybe you just are feeling so overwhelmed, and maybe you're feeling hurt. You have a lot of like things that you need to let go in your heart chakra. Sometimes that Reiki will go to that heart chakra, and it will just sit there and allow you to release and let go what's not serving you. And I definitely recommend it like as a practice, like doing it more than once, because of the results really comes with it being a practice, like you doing it more than once, just like any other thing, that you do. You want to
Hmm.
be consistent with it. So the more that you implement the practice, the more you can really see the benefits of it.
That's so beautiful. I did have a Reiki session before, and it was my first one, and I will say that it was like my only one. But I definitely felt like things shifting in my abdomen. I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. It was such a beautiful experience. And here lately, I've been giving myself Reiki showers. I'm not Reiki attuned, but I invite that love into my palms and,
Yes,
and I give
anyone can
myself
do
Reiki
it.
showers. And so what has your experience been with Reiki?
So I'm just being totally transparent here, okay? When I first started Reiki, and because this comes with my past upbringing, right? I was scared a little bit of it. Like I was like, what is this? Like I had this little bit of resistance with it because of being energy work.
Hmm.
And I'm not trying to say like, put anybody down or anything, but just a lot of people would kind of say, oh, like I just had this thought in my head that people would judge me for, being, practicing Reiki or whatever. So I did a lot of healing work through that. But
Hmm.
for me, it's just really been, this ties so much with that feminine energy, is the art of receiving. And a lot of women have a hard time with receiving. And that's part of the feminine energy, is
Yes.
stopping,
Yes.
okay, making that time for yourself, sitting down and really receive. I mean, like sometimes it's hard. It's not easy. You have to get to that space where you're like, okay, I'm here. I'm going to just rest my body. I'm going to take some deep breaths. I'm going to receive and
Why do
just say,
you think
I
it's so
receive.
difficult? I'm sorry
It's
to cut
okay.
you off. I do want you to continue, but why do you think it's so hard for women to receive?
I think I was just reading about this, and I have this book. If you guys have not read it, it's called The Feminine Genius. It's an amazing book. You should definitely check it out. And she was talking about receiving. And I think part of it is because a lot of us have we want to give. A lot of women in nature we're givers. especially for moms. We want to give and give and give, right? We feel guilty for wanting to receive. We feel guilty for making that time for ourselves. We feel guilty for, it's like we almost feel like it's too good to be true, like to feel good all the time, right? Or to receive that money or that compliment. You know, we put that shame on ourselves, like, oh, thank you, you're so kind, but, you know, or like we don't really receive that compliment. Like if I say to you, you look beautiful today. Like when I say that to you, what do? Do you go, thank you? Or do you go, oh my gosh, thank you so much? Like that just makes me feel so happy. Like really receiving it, right? And I think a lot of times, like I said, we have this wall up that we think we have to be a certain way to receive. And the thing is that the way that we're designed, the universe is abundant. The universe always wants to give, right? And when we get in that mindset of receiving, it doesn't matter. We don't have to act or be a certain way or do a certain amount of work to receive. It could always be on. It can be on all the time. So with Reiki, I love that because it helps you to lay down, sit down, whatever way you want to send Reiki. You can do it to yourself as a self-love practice. You can do it as laying down on your bed, and just putting that music on, closing your eyes. You can even fall asleep if you want. The Reiki still flows. We need that rest. We need that rest, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
So let's go into the chats, and then I would love for you to share some Reiki with us.
Sure.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So Savala says, this is so good because we can let people turn our passion into our greatest enemy. We must protect that passion boundary at all cost. Absolutely. For sure. And he says, beautiful point to consider, be present in the moment. I think these comments came through when we were speaking about finding what's true for us in our spiritual journey. Jennifer is throwing the hearts. Guys, I put up the book title, The Feminine Genius, if you're interested in it. And then Jeanette says, because society led by male paradigms placed women's values solely on our innate ability to nurture, takers want to keep taking. So through manipulation, women began feeling selfish for receiving.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100.
Yes. 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 And yes. So what shall we do to receive this Reiki that you're going to share with us?
Okay. So basically when we do Reiki, we just kind of, you just close your eyes and I would just send the Reiki to you guys. All it is really is you just resting, closing your eyes and to receive it. I mean, and that's what it comes down to. It's receiving. And maybe if you have like a certain thing that you want the Reiki to go to, or maybe a lot of times some people want some clarity or they're looking for some direction. You can kind of set an intention for yourself, like what is it that you want in the Reiki session. And, you know, we would put some music on and I can put some music on. I have a little playlist. And you would just close your eyes and receive. I mean, since we're sitting up, but if you're home and you want to lay down for a couple minutes and how much time do we have?
You can go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So typically what I do with the session with the client is I would just talk with them, see what's coming up for them. If there's an area that they're looking to receive Reiki for, or maybe it's just they just want rest. You know, they want to just be present in the moment, come back, you know, get out of their heads. You know, we tend to get in our heads so much. So if that happens, I just say, close your eyes, you know, come back to your breath, take a couple of deep breaths and just rest your body. And really all it is you're laying down, you know, you're closing your eyes and I send the Reiki to you. It's just a very, very relaxing experience.
Awesome.
And usually at the end, during my sessions, I'll do like an intuitive reading or like if something comes up, I would let my client know, like, this is what came up, when I was doing a reading for you. Does that resonate with you? That kind of thing. And just give them a little bit of just clarity and direction or whatever it is that they may need at that time.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay, so let me put some music on.
Let's keep it here. Does anybody have any questions in the meantime? Becky, I see you on IG. She says, yes, what a summary about why we are so stuck in masculine energy as females.
Okay. All right, so I just want you to close your eyes. Can you hear the music?
I can. Well, I have my speakers all the way really low. I hear it on IG.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just you can close your eyes. And I want you to just take three nice big breaths, okay? So I want you, before we start, I want you to set an intention. And I want you to think about maybe one thing that you are looking to receive. And it may not be today. You may not get the answer today. You may get the answer tomorrow or maybe a couple days from now. And this is the part of receiving, is that you have to allow and surrender. Surrender what maybe is holding you back. Maybe there's a couple things that you know that you need to let go of. I want you to surrender right now and then think of something that you want to receive. Okay, so surrendering means that we may not know the exact way the answer is going to come. We may not know how we're going to receive that answer or that clarity or that gift or whatever it is that you want. But surrendering and knowing that it's going to come. It's going to come to you at some point. So when you close your eyes, set that intention. What is your intention? What is it that you're looking for clarity on? I want you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And release that. Take another nice deep breath in. And release. Take another nice deep breath in. And release. Alright, and I'm just going to send the Reiki, so just relax. If you tend to get in your head, just take a couple deep breaths and try to just focus on your breath. so just start to wiggle your feet, your toes, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Take another nice deep breath in your nose. And release. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Awesome.
How was that?
That was beautiful. I am torn between like wiping my tears because I usually don't wipe my tears. I offer them up to God and my spirit guides. But I'm on this camera.
I got myself. Let me mute this.
Oh, how is that for everyone? So for me, I am very sensitive. And so I immediately like felt like this wind coming towards me in the beginning, and like little jolts through my body in different spaces. And then at some point I felt like I can just explain the energy that's going through my body as like expansive and relaxing energy. So I felt it around my jaw. I what do? I clench my jaw a lot. And so I thought it was beautiful that I was in that space. I also received some guidance
Wow. Oh my gosh.
that because I have been thinking about, I'm not going to share all of it right now because I need to like dig into it myself. But
Yeah.
I have been wanting to do a certain certification, and I've been getting like this just really hard block. And I keep going, but I really want to do it. And it's like, no, but I really want to do it. But it's like, no. And so
Yes.
I received guidance on why it's a no and what it could be instead. And so that was beautiful to me.
I got
Thank you
goosebumps.
so much.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you
girl.
so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so happy. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So amazing. I felt it too. So I was like, whew. I'm like, I'm gonna try not to do the ugly cry on the camera right now. Because that will happen.
That is so. Do you want to explain like what it's like from your end?
Yeah, so as a Reiki practitioner, we definitely feel a lot of energy, like for sure. And if anyone's ever interested in becoming a Reiki practitioner, you can always message me. A lot of times what happens is your intuitive gifts really start to kind of open up a little bit. And so since I've been like in my journey, I'm starting to kind of see that more, and I really feel a lot of energy a lot. But it's so amazing as the givers, like we're just giving, and we also receive it as well. So so it's a beautiful thing, really. And often I have to kind of just make sure like I'm protecting, like, because sometimes, like, I don't know if you're an empath, if you're somebody that's very sensitive, we tend to a lot of times to take on other people's energy, and we think that we're taking others' energy. But it's really about coming back to yourself, into your light. So making sure that you're doing like a grounding meditation, making sure that, you're bringing back your energy back to yourself. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful. I love to just see people receive it. And, that for me in itself is just so beautiful. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Jeanette says, beautiful. Thank you for being a vessel, Jessica.
Oh, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. I feel so honored to be here and chatting with you all and sharing Reiki with you. It's amazing.
Jennifer says, wonderful. Thank you. Pamela says, I relaxed and relished. Tomorrow was the second anniversary of my mom's passing. I have been trying not to think about it. Heavy tears, but I am okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to share with her?
Yeah, I do actually. It's okay to feel those emotions, and I think with this work I do, I love to help women move through it. So allow yourself to grieve. If you need to grieve, do that cry, girl. Do that cry and heal through that. Because if we don't, we end up building up so much within us and hurt, pain, anger. And it's okay, to cry. You have your angels with you, your guides with you to help you through this time. So just remember you're supported, you're loved, and, in this time. So just honor yourself and don't feel bad for feeling sad about it. So, and then the happy tears will come at the end, right?
Yeah. Beautiful. So much love to you, Pamela. Jeanette says, sending love. Jessica, this has been amazing. You are incredible. Thank you so much for sharing this time with us. What are you doing now? What are you offering now? And how can people get in touch with you?
So right now I'm offering some Reiki bundles. So if you're interested in trying Reiki, like if you want to do Reiki for a beginner, I do have some beginner bundles and some like more lengthier ones. So right now I offer the Reiki sessions, and I also do breakthrough sessions with my clients where we go into EFT work, energy work, intuitive coaching. I do a lot of intuitive work, reading, and energy work. So those are the things I'm kind of focusing on right now. So, yeah. So, if you have any questions, you can always feel free to message me or find me on Instagram.
Sorry, I'm listening to you through Instagram, so you cut out for me on
Oh,
the last bit. So if my response was not in alignment with what you said, I'm sorry.
oh, that's okay.
But I have your handles down here for IG and for Facebook. Do you have a website?
I do. It's jessicaschugardt.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you for having me. I
You're
can't wait to have
welcome.
you on my live, and we'll have to
Yes.
have all your peeps come, and we'll chat about emotional eating. I love it. I can't wait to have my girls hear that. So it's gonna be
Yes, absolutely. And it's like, I mean, all the work behind that is in alignment with what you do. So it'll be beautiful. So can you
yes,
wait for me in the green room and I'll come back and see you?
absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you for hopping on with us.
Thank you. We're going to leave IG up, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. This was truly, truly the only word that's coming up in my mind is a blessing. This was amazing. And Michael, she can still see your comments, by the way. Michael says, thank you for coming on today, Jessica. And Jennifer said, Jessica says, thank you, Michael. And Jennifer is sending all of the love. I kind of don't know what to do with myself right now. But thank you so much for being here. I will see you next Sunday for Self Love Sundays. I'm going to change the time to see if it will work with people's schedule. So it'll be 6:30 p.m. EDT. If you found this beneficial, please share this out to your people. Share it out through a link privately. Share it on your page. Share the love. Okay. And Jeanette says, let's take ourselves and each other. I'm going to need you to rewrite that because I don't understand. Let's take care of ourselves and each other. All right. Yes, got it. Michael says, tell her she is welcome. She's laughing. I might as well just bring you back on and close the show with me. A great show. Thank you. I've shared too. Thank you so much for sharing. Awesome. So again, I will see you next Sunday at 6:30. Until then, make sure you do everything from a place of love. See you later. Bye. Bye, Facebook, IG. We're still with you. We're still with you. Bye.